Hello, and welcome back. Parts. So, for those that don't know, I got a bunch of torsos and 2 custom minifigs from Hall of Bricks. If you have not heard of Hall of Bricks is a custom minifig and minifig accessory maker from Germany. And the reason I was able to get these parts is because my friend Melnik has been pumping out custom minifigs and torsos from Star Wars, specifically from Andor, including a bunch of different ISB torsos, including custom Dedra minifigs, as well as some minifigs from other shows like Andor or The Mandalorian, trying to get some minifigs that maybe LEGO hasn't made before. If you are interested in getting anything that I am currently showing to you in this video, you can get all of it at hallofbricks.com. Be aware that there is some minifigs that are a little spicier than normal, so I would recommend that if you are under 18, go with your parent, and if you're over 18, do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. So, to start off this video, there are 2 kinds of printing, if you didn't know. There is pad printing and there is UV printing. UV printing is where you take the torso and you print using an ink that adheres to the body. Pad printing is where you print on layers, as every color needs to be made a different layer. If you didn't know, a lot of Firestar toy minifigs tend to be pad printed, and a lot of LEGO's minifigs tend to be UV printed. UV printing is harder to scratch off, it's more durable, and it doesn't have that kind of raised edge due to the print of the paint. So, if you didn't know, Hall of Bricks is mostly UV printed. I got this list of minifigs and parts right here: 2 Dedras, 2 Tank Troopers, an ISB Trenchcoat female, ISB Trenchcoat non-female, and Armand Isard, a Major, Lieutenant female, Lieutenant, and Intendant. So, altogether, this is what that looks like. So we're going to look at these in close depth. And I brought some minifigs as well to use as kind of comparison. So we'll kind of dump all this out, and we can take a closer look at everything we have. So first we'll start with the minifig proper, as I think that's going to be easier to kind of look at. So we'll take out one of these Dedras, which is one of mine, and then we'll kind of get this out. You'll notice that they have yellow hands. The torsos they have available only come with yellow hands currently, so that's just kind of the way it is. I'm going to grab a Firestar toy and a Krennic so we can kind of look at a comparison between these two. So let's kind of zoom in there, shall we? Move this down a bit. There we go. So here's kind of what we're looking at right now. So you'll see the Firestar toy is on the right here. This is the Thrawn that you're able to get at Firestar. This is the Krennic from Krennic's Shuttle, and then the custom printed Dedra. If you look really closely, you can see... Let me focus. You can see the kind of raised edge that Firestar Toys minifigs have, as they are pad printed. They have kind of a rough texture to them because of that. Where these two are not pad printed, they are UV printed. So when you touch it, you can't really tell that it's even been printed. It feels like it's part of the plastic. The attention to detail that Melnik does for his minifigs is very, very good. Basically taking the same palette that LEGO uses for their minifigs and reusing it in vector graphic to basically remake all the different rankings of all the different ISB and non-ISB units in the Empire's, catalog of different important people. So you can see that it's this very similar style of the ranking, as well as the little pen thing. I don't remember what it's called, but it's the code cylinder. So that's what it is, right? Code cylinder, as well as getting print on the bottom of the legs to continue the actual shirt, which goes a little farther past the actual belt, because that's how some of them would wear it. So I'd say for what you're getting, it's a really accurate minifig. Of course, I'm going to have to change these hands right here to the correct hands. I'll need to look at some of the images from Andor to make sure that it's either her skin color, or they're white, or they're black. I'm not exactly sure. Thrawn here has white hands, which I think is accurate to Legends. Thrawn had white gloves on, but of course he is blue. And then Krennic is with the black hands instead, as he had black gloves. So we can take a look at the back as well. So there's the back. You can see it's got the accurate crease marks and folds. Krennic you can't really see, so let me lift up his cape right there. So you can see it's a very similar style here all the way through. Of course, in this one, Krennic has the lighter lines for his creasing and folding on his shirt, where Dedra has the black lines, closer to how Thrawn is done here. You can see how very similar these two are, with the slight crease marks here and slight crease marks there, slight crease marks there. Krennic has this extra belt right there. So I'd say that minifig, excellent. It looks great. If we move on, we can take a look at maybe something else. So we'll move these guys aside, and then let's look at this. There's that torso. And then here's the Isard I got, right? And we'll put these next to each other. So you can see just how well done this is and how accurate it is on the ranking. Of course, there's going to be some slight differences between them because Firestar will do things differently, and Lego will do things slightly differently. And of course, Melnik is going to try to be closer to the Lego version than the Firestar version, as Lego's vectors are a little easier to work with and are more commonly used and are, less custom. He wants to be closer to how Lego does their styles, so I totally understand why. So you can see this is very accurately done. Same with the creasing. Creasing is done very well. Look at the back. Same kind of style on the back. We'll take the Firestar right there. So you can see how realistically none of this feels out of place. None of this feels like it is a fake or a knockoff. It is very accurate to how Lego does their style of graphic art and their vector work. Because if I put a full minifig together like this and put it in a row of minifigs, I don't think I would have noticed that this is even not a real Lego part, right? It does use real Lego pieces. It's not like any of these pieces are not Lego. So we'll zoom back out again, and then we'll take a look at a little bit more right here. So we've got some more torsos. These are all the ISB. This is not ISB. 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 So here's kind of like the full range of torsos. The ones that I'm the most excited for personally are the Tank Troopers. I think the Tank Trooper looks fantastic. I can't wait to put this in some of my tanks. The only downside is, as you can see, it's not really as dirty as the other Tank Troopers already are, so this might feel a little different compared to my other Tank Troopers, but I feel that's a little bit more accurate in my opinion. Plus it'll be really cool to have like an actual commander on here to kind of join the group. So these prints, they're just so fantastic, so well detailed. It does kind of suck that they have yellow hands, but it's not like I can't go to Bricklink, buy some hands, buy some, pants, and easily replace everything that needs to be replaced, as well as get some custom heads if I wanted to, some hair pieces, and get all of these figs properly just fully done out so I can add them to my lineup of infantry. Now, if we try to compare some of these guys, right, like let's move these to the side, bring her back, bring Dedra back, let's grab a random fig here that is Star Wars Lego, and then a Mars toy one. So here's where I bring up what I talked about again in my Mars toy video, where you can look at this lineup and these three look the same. They look like they're done in the same graphical style. They look like the textures are the same. The crispness of the art is the same. The printing quality is mostly the same. Pad printing and UV printing, I know people will prefer one or the other. I feel from a distance they kind of look the same. Until you get really close, you could then start to tell the difference, but it still kind of looks the same. This guy sticks out like a sore thumb still. No matter what lineup I do of other custom minifigs, he will usually stick out, mostly because, again, a lot of the Mars toy minifigs do really accurate printing, which is great. But then it doesn't work when you put it in a lineup. It looks out of place. It's too printed. It's too, maybe it has its own style to it, which really sticks out. So I really like that Melnik has been able to use this style that he has through Lego's vector work and get it so accurately that I wouldn't tell that this is just not an actual Lego minifig. All the parts are Lego. There's nothing here that is a knockoff piece, and it's just all recolored or textured or printed on or painted, whatever needs to be done to make it look accurate. And I think it looks fantastic. So, in my opinion, Hall of Bricks is absolutely worth getting. These are some fantastically done minifigs, super accurate. I can't wait to get more. I'm hoping to at some point get a bunch of Imperial Army troops, just so I can have like a proper 9-man squad, proper 9-man squad of just Imperial militia, just generic dudes, non-stormtroopers, with the Darth Vader helmet kind of thing, with the goggles on the top. That would be amazing, and I could start using it on some mocks that I have in mind. Now, I hope to get continued on more mock making. I'm currently in the last 2 weeks of school, so I've been super busy trying to catch up on like final projects and stuff, so it'll be a little bit until you see some more mock work from me on both Instagram and on here. Let me know if you're interested in seeing my mock videos more digitally, as I still have a lot of mocks I haven't shown you, but a lot of them are in studio form, as I don't have the money currently to buy like a $400 to $300 mock right now, as I'm trying to do other things, planning for some events coming up. So, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Link for Hall of Bricks will be down in the description below, as well as Melnik's Instagram. And as always, you know, do all the stuff. Whatever. Peace out.